Reformed Temple of Laguna Woods was founded on the principle of inclusive Jewish worship. Here to join us to talk about a little bit of that and more, we welcome Beverly Jenru from the Reformed Jewish Temple.
Thank you.
Thanks for
being here.
being here.
To be here.
Thanks for being here. So tell us in general what the Temple's all about, the Reform part of that is all about.
Well, the Reformed Temple in Laguna Woods was formed by Jewish members originally, but it is all inclusive. We welcome everyone, and it's the only temple within the gates. So it's convenient for people who don't drive, for our elderly population. And we're very, very active both religiously, in education areas, and socially.
Right, the community part of that is a big part of that too,
It
right?
is. It is.
You
It's
guys
important.
have a rabbi lecture series coming up. Tell us a little bit about that and what you have planned for that.
Yes, I will. That's part of our educational events. And the rabbi is doing his lecture series again on 2 Sundays at 12:30 p.m. in Clubhouse 5 Multipurpose Room on August 1st and August 8th. The title of the series is called Oi, you call that funny? And as the title suggests, it's about Jewish humor and how far back it goes. And space is limited, so we ask people to make their reservations soon by sending a check payable to RTLW to Eileen Garbut at the address on your screen, indicating whether you're attending it on Zoom or in person, in the amount of $18 for members and $25 for non-members. And those attending in person should bring their, if they want to, bring their lunch, and we'll provide the dessert.
Terrific. Now, like you mentioned that in terms of the humor, the old saying is a comedy is tragedy plus time, and that this long history of Jewish traditions and 10,000 years, and so there's a lot of things that I imagine that are just funny things to talk about.
I would imagine so, and the rabbi will have time for questions. He is the one that is leading this series. And yes, Jewish humor is something that everybody's familiar with in this country particularly.
Now you also have a book club discussion coming up, Our Missing Hearts.
Right, the book club meets once a month. They will be discussing the book Our Missing Hearts by Celeste Ng at the meeting on July 18th at 10 a.m. And the book is a story about power and limitations and the lessons we pass on to our children. All of her books are wonderful, and I think that this will be an engaging discussion. All members are welcome and can call Harriet Schwartz for more information.
How do you guys go about finding the authors and inviting them in? What's that process like?
The people who are in charge of our book club have a meeting in the beginning of the year. Everybody brings their choice to add for each month, and they fill up their list for the year, and that's how they determine which book it's going to be. They all have some sort of, if not a Jewish author, it's a Jewish content, something that we can discuss that is meaningful.
Now it sounds like you have a lot of committees doing a lot of great work, and the Connection Committee is one of those. Tell us a little bit about what they do and how that works in the world.
That's true. In response to your comment, I think we have 3 or 4 paid employees, but the temple is run by volunteers, really. But it's amazing the response that we get when we need help, and the participation and time that people are willing to put in. Of course, we are mostly retirees. Yeah, the Connection Committee is basically phone calls to our temple members. We give them resource information, we answer questions regarding the temple, but also anything else that we can help them with in the community, and give them information regarding social welfare. Our primary purpose is to check on the well-being of our members.
Right, and there comes a point where you're not seeing some folks coming to temple anymore, and you knew they were having some mobility issues. So in terms of building that community, maintaining that community, it's a great kind of outreach.
It's also a safety issue.
Right.
And we have a lot of people living alone, elderly people. We want to make sure they're okay. And we primarily got really going during the pandemic because people weren't seeing each other and they need that connection. So checking on safety, well-being, That's our purpose.
Now, sometimes, unfortunately, we do lose those connections. You guys have a bereavement support group that's very important for people who've lost them people in their lives. And this community has to learn to live with death as part of the reality of that, right?
We all do. That's
Right.
true. The support group is just being formed. It's for those who have undergone a loss of a loved one, and it's starting September 11th from 1 to 2:30 p.m. The first session will be entitled Coping with the Holidays After a Loss, because it's right after the major Jewish holidays. Contact Rachel Foreman at 714-245-0414 or Ken Levin at 714-767-4236 for anyone who's interested in attending that. These support groups can be really helpful because you're connecting with people who are going through the same sort of issues. We all are individuals. We grieve at our own time and in our own way. Grieving is not a process that has a timeline, unfortunately.
And it shouldn't be done alone. It really shouldn't be.
Well, this will help. This will help because they can not only connect with similar issues, but sometimes find solutions to some of those terrible problems.
On a lighter note, you did mention the high holidays are coming up, and we were working around that bereavement group. Tell us about what's going on there. People need to buy the tickets in advance. I'm sure that sells out every year.
Well, for our members, tickets are included with membership.
Right.
And our membership drive is going on now. The membership is still only $225 a year, which is a bargain. And members can contact, potential members or renewing members can contact Lynn Rosenstein, 562-773-5107. We're very busy right now, especially the rabbi, the cantor, and the choir in preparations, and the choir director, preparations for the high holidays, beginning with Rosh Hashanah, which starts on the eve of September 16th this year. That's our New Year's. And it's a happy occasion. And it goes through to Yom Kippur, which is the Day of Atonement, which is the reckoning.
Yes, it's time to get things right.
That's true. That's true. We want to make things right with our fellow man and with whatever's out there.
Now, for people who maybe haven't been to temple in a while, maybe want to get involved, what are the regular services that people can go to?
Everyone's welcome to attend our services. It's every Friday night at 7:30 p.m. in Clubhouse 1. The Jewish Community Foundation has started something new with us, providing a handicap accessible bus transportation by Agewell. And it's provided the first Friday services of each month, and the bus driver will come to their door and assist them. Reservations are required.
Okay.
And they can contact Lisa Bender at 949-200-7083. And please note that current COVID vaccinations are still mandatory. Masks are not required, but are encouraged for those most vulnerable in our community.
Yeah, protect everybody.
Yes. And again, every Friday night, everyone is welcome to our services.
Well, that's terrific. Beverly Generu from Reform Temple, thank you so much for joining us. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. I just wanted to add that to learn where to find information
on your
all
website,
temple events and activities, please call our hotline at 949-589-1160 or check our website, which can be accessed through the Laguna Woods website under clubs. And it is a pleasure to be with you again, and thank you for the opportunity to get the word out to the community.
Thank you for having great messages, important stuff for people to know. We really appreciate you being in. Again, Beverly Generu from Reform Temple. You're watching This Day on Village Television. We'll be right back.